Hello everyone, it's me Dr. Ayaz Ahmed working as an aesthetic dermatologist. So today topic of my discussion is non-specific scarring alopecia, its epidemiology, pathophysiology, clinical features, prognosis and management. About 15 to 90% of cases are due to non-specific scarring alopecia result from lichen planopilaris. Concentric lamellar fibrosis and follicular atrophy is seen around resident follicle. Adjacent dermis is sclerotic. Clinical features are irregular bald area, smooth, patchy, shiny, slightly depressed skin, hair are irregularly twisted and easily extracted. Prognosis is unpredictable, management is non-effective. Follicular lichen planus, introduction and general description. It is one of variant of non-specific scarring alopecia. It is idiopathic inflammatory condition of skin, hair, nail and follicle. Produces cicatricial or in other words you can say scarring alopecia in scalp. Variants of follicular lichen planus are lichen planus, frontal fibrosing alopecia, Grom's-Little syndrome. All of these variants cause follicular scarring and hair loss. Lichen planopilaris is the commonest form causing scarring alopecia in scalp and other body parts. Pathogenesis. It is due to increased expression of a gene required for lipid metabolism and peroxisome biogenesis. Biopsy shows loss of peroxisome, pro-inflammatory lipid accumulation, and infiltration of inflammatory cells, causing destruction of pilosebaceous unit. Decreased expression of PPAR gamma transcriptor factor, loss of function of its causes lichen planopilaris. Pathology. The pathological features include formation of colloidal bodies in epidermis and macrophage, fibrin and IgM antibody in dermis and complement in basement membrane zone area. Irregular acanthosis and sawtooth appearance differentiate it from androgenic alopecia. This is very important point to differentiate from androgenic alopecia. Hairs are replaced by keratotic pulse. Clinical features, prognosis and sites. The clinical features are violaceous papule, erythema scaling, follicular plugging, scaling, and smooth white patch of hair loss with visible hair follicle opening. Hairs are easily pulled. Sites usually involved are axilla, inguinal fold, sacrum, limb flexors. Prognosis is very poor, result in permanent baldness. Management. Management include intralesional steroid, potent steroid in form of shampoo, creams, and ointment. HCQ and acetretin as a trial are used. Cyclosporin is effective for cutaneous lichen planopilaris and Grom's-Little syndrome, as has thalidomide is effective. Another variant of non-specific scarring alopecia is frontal fibrosing alopecia. I will discuss its clinical features, prognosis, and management. Cosard in 1994 described it usually occur in postmenopausal women. Associated with DLE, features are recession of frontal hairline in a straight direction is a cardinal feature of fibrosing alopecia. Loss of eyebrow is early universal sign. Body hair loss and follicular opening, perifollicular erythema are the clinical features. Prognosis is very poor. Over many years, intralesional steroid, HCQ, doxycycline, and finasteride are tried, but they are not effective. Grom's-Little syndrome, pathophysiology and clinical features and management. It's also variant of non-specific scarring alopecia, described it 1915 in a woman over 55 years suffering from 10 years of slow progressive cicatricial alopecia, and for 5 months of horny papule. Mouth of the follicle is eventually destroyed and atrophic epidermis covering sclerotic dermis. Features are progressive cicatricial alopecia of scalp, loss of pubic and axillary hair without scarring. Keratosis pilaris and follicular lichen planus are the features. Short course of prednisolone, cyclosporin, and potent topical steroid HCQ thalidomide are tried. Moreover, PUVA therapy is also tried, but treatment is not effective. Thank you very much. Stay connected and subscribe my YouTube channel.